Welcome to the Government e-Marketplace. In this training video, we will help buyers to create a bid for manpower resource outsourcing services on the GEM portal. An overview of manpower resource outsourcing services to help buyers understand the details of the service. Manpower resource outsourcing services is divided into two subcategories. Manpower outsourcing services minimum wage. This subcategory can be selected if hiring of manpower is based on minimum daily wages as stipulated by government. Buyer will specify minimum wages, PF, ESI, etc. all on a per day basis. Manpower outsourcing service fixed remuneration. This subcategory can be selected if buyer is intending to pay a monthly wage as fixed by buyer and based on the skill type of the resource to be hired. Buyer will specify wages, PF, ESI, etc. all on a monthly basis. Let's walk you through the step-by-step process to procure the service. Please enter the official website of GEM, www.gem.gov.in. Now click on Login and enter your credentials to sign in. Click on Market and then select Services. Enter the type of service required, which is available in drop-down menu. As an example, select the Manpower Resource Outsourcing Services minimum wage. This service will be available for both bids and marketplace. LCS and L1 option has been enabled. LCS is least cost selection method, wherein a fail or pass criteria can be set, prescribing only the minimum qualifying benchmark. This is a service charge based service. The service provider will provide their codes as percentage service charge or commission. Buyer can enter the tentative contract start date, end date. It is very important that the buyer adds right and accurate values in the fields below after reading the tooltips and comply to relevant labor laws and regulations. Let us take an example of hiring housekeeping staff for 12 months. Number of working days in a month, 26 for example. Tenure or duration of employment to be specified in months. Minimum daily wage. This value needs to be exclusive of GST and per day per resource. Provident fund. This needs to be per day. Value should not include ELDI plus ESI plus EPD plus EPF admin charge. ELDI. This needs to be per day. Employees Deposit Linked Insurance Scheme or EDLI is an insurance cover provided by the EPFO. ESI. This is also per day employee state insurance. ESI is a contributory fund from employee and employer. Bonus, EPF admin charge and optional allowance can be entered if applicable. If entering optional allowance, the title of the same, such as allowance for uniform, may be entered in the text box title for optional allowance. Provision for floor price will be available on CPSEs and state government entities. Click on Service Level Agreements and Packages for Special Terms and Conditions (STC) and Service Level Agreements (SLAs) specified by GEM for buyers. These will automatically be included as part of the bid and contract. Any additional SLA or penalty can be mentioned in additional terms and conditions while creating the bid. Click on Select Location to update consignee details. Buyer can select the state and enter the number of people, then click on OK to continue. Bunching of this service is also possible in case if different types of resources are required. This means resources types whose specifications and or number of resources are different will needed to be added to cart separately. An example for hiring 33 housekeeping staff and 1 store supervisor is shown. Buyers can specify their requirements against each specification from the list of filters. Buyer can select the type of function, list of profiles, educational qualification, etc. as per need. Tooltips for detailed explanation of the filters is provided. After selecting the specifications, a list of service providers whose uploaded catalog matches the specifications selected of the buyer will be displayed just for reference. Buyer can select any of the offerings to proceed and add to cart. Buyer can click on Proceed to Checkout when all required services have been included in the cart. On the checkout screen, click on Bid to create bid. A pop-up will appear. Click on Confirm to continue. Moving further, buyer will be provided an option to upload bid-specific documents, experience and geographic location, retention of any resources from earlier contract, undertaking from buyer that minimum wages are as per applicable Minimum Wages Act. Steps ahead are similar to bid creation module. Buyers may skip if familiar with the process. Formula used for calculation. Let us suppose then let the sum x equals to a plus b plus c plus d plus e plus f plus g plus h plus I. Hence, the formula will be formula equals to x into number of working days into 1.18 plus percentage of service charge into x into number of working days upon 100 into quantity of resource into duration of employment, where percentage of service charge is equal to commission of service provider. Next step, click on the respective services to review the specifications. Click on Save for each offering and proceed. If the text of each service turns green, means it has been saved. Buyer can enter details for the service and then click on Save to proceed. Next step, buyer can enter all the required details as per their bid requirement. Buyer can enter the contract duration as per his requirement. Further, buyer can upload additional data required like scope of work, additional requirements, etc. Select Yes to opt for LCS-based evaluation. Else, evaluation will be on L1 basis. Click on Continue to move further. Buyer can select if EMD or EPBG is required. EPBG is allowed only if bid value is greater than 5 lakhs, though not mandatory. As an example, here, No has been selected for both EMD and EPBG, but the respective buyer may edit this as per their requirement and relevant circulars. Next, to define your own terms and conditions, buyer can click on Buyer Added Bid Specific ATC and define or upload their bid specific ATCs. After adding ATC details, click on Submit to continue. Buyer has to agree to the GTC of GEM to continue. Finally, the buyer can download the bid document from here and select the relevant option to verify and publish the bid. Thank you.